Good morning, everyone. So we have already completed entries related to material. Let me revise everything for you. Material purchased, stores to CLC. Material returned, CLC to stores. I hope you are understanding this. I hope you are recollecting this. Please keep your videos on. Material purchase. When you purchase material, balance increases, stores debit. To cash bank, to creditors, to CLC. So stores to CLC. If material is returned, it is CLC to stores. If material is recognized to be the direct material, it will be posted to production. Production के लिए कौन सा account? WIP. WIP to stores. It is already in stores. You're not buying it again. So WIP to stores. Returned from shop floor. Shop floor is a place where exactly the production is going on. So stores to WIP, because it will be reduced from factory, it will be added to warehouse again. So stores to WIP. When you recognize indirect material, it is overheads to stores. When material is destroyed, if it is normal, overheads debit. If it is abnormal, costing P&L debit to stores, because in any which way, whether it is normal or abnormal loss, in any which way you're going to lose material. And finally, carriage. There can be three types of carriage. One is when you are purchasing it, stores will be debit. When you are transferring direct material, it is WIP debit, which is known, this is known as incoming material. And finally, indirect material, overheads will be debited. I hope this is clear. I hope there is no doubt in this part. Okay. So, I guess you guys are very clear about material entries. तीन टाइप का carriage: purchased, transportation of direct material, and transportation of indirect material. If it is a transportation of direct material, WIP will be debited. If it is transportation of indirect material, overheads will be debited. And if it is a material purchase, if it is a transportation on material purchase, then in that case, stores will be debited. I hope this is clear. Okay. So let's talk about wages now. Wages में there will be only three entries. तीन ही entries possible है. एक for payment. अब मेरी बात को सुनो ध्यान से. When you pay, you're not bothered to know whether it is direct, indirect. मैं अगर मेरे प्रोफेसर को पैसा देता हूं तो दैट इज अ डायरेक्ट वेजेस फॉर मी. बट मैं अगर स्टाफ को पैसा देता हूं, एडमिन स्टाफ को पैसा देता हूं, मार्केटिंग वाले को पैसा देता हूं, मेरे ऑफिस बॉयज को पैसा देता हूं, तो दैट इज ऑल्सो एन एक्सपेंस फॉर मी. सो व्हेन आई पे, फॉर मी द एंट्री इज सिंपल: वेजेस टू कैश बैंक. I don't want to know whether it is direct or whether it is indirect. I don't want to know. I'm not interested at the time of payment. So wages to cash bank will be the entry, whether it is direct or whether it is indirect. Are you getting me? So wages to cash bank. Cash bank we don't write. So instead of cash bank, we'll write CLC. So wages to cost ledger control account. And suddenly we realize that we are doing cost accounting where we have to show how cost flows in the books of accounts. So direct wages will get transferred to production account. Indirect wages will be transferred to overhead account. So WIP debit to wages, overheads debit to wages will be the entry. Are you guys clear with it? But sir, in material हमने इतने सारे entries किए, लेबर में तूने इतना ही किया, तेरे को आता नहीं है क्या बाकी का? देख लो. Material returned was the second entry. Can there be entry for wages returned? कोई करता है क्या wages return? नहीं. Wages destroyed. Transportation of wages. So ये सब possible नहीं है. So material में 9 different transactions were possible. We discussed all. But wages में सिर्फ 3 ही होंगे. Paying for wages, direct, indirect both. Immediately recognize direct wages as a part of WIP and indirect wages as a part of overheads. Then you have direct expenses. Now guys, direct expense concept is very simple. Please understand. We will have to pass entry for incurring the cost. So direct expense to CLC will be the entry. If I'm incurring the cost, I have to pass this entry direct expense to CLC, and immediately we don't keep it as a separate account. जैसे हमने डायरेक्ट मटेरियल WIP में ट्रांसफर किया, डायरेक्ट वेजेस WIP में ट्रांसफर किया, वैसे डायरेक्ट एक्सपेंस भी प्रोडक्शन का हिस्सा बनना जरूरी है. So if it is direct expense to CLC, immediately direct expense will be posted to WIP account. But in that process, your direct expense gets cancelled. And if your direct expense gets cancelled, what are you left with? WIP2. What are you left with? WIP2. Cost ledger control account. तो ये समझ में आया? देखो मटेरियल में भी स्टोर्स टू CLC फॉर डायरेक्ट एज वेल एज इनडायरेक्ट, वेजेस में भी वेजेस कंट्रोल टू CLC फॉर डायरेक्ट इनडायरेक्ट. तो मटेरियल और वेजेस में डायरेक्ट भी होता है, इनडायरेक्ट भी होता है, तो वी प्रिपेयर अ सेपरेट अकाउंट एंड देन वी स्प्लिट. डायरेक्ट जाता है WIP में, इनडायरेक्ट जाता है ओवरहेड्स में. लेकिन ये डायरेक्ट एक्सपेंस ही है, तो इसमें इनडायरेक्ट तो कुछ है नहीं. तो डायरेक्ट एक्सपेंस टू CLC इज द एंट्री फॉर पेमेंट and WIP2 direct expense is the entry for WIP2 direct expense is the entry for transferring it to P&L, transferring it to the cost structure. So in the process, direct expense will get cancelled and we will be left with WIP2 stores. I hope this entry is understood. Now for overheads. अभी देखो अनम्यूट कर सकते हो. ऐसा मैं किसी की बोलती बंद नहीं करता सुबह सुबह, सबको बोलने का हक है. एक मिनट. ओके, सो आर यू क्लियर विथ मटेरियल लेबर डायरेक्ट एक्सपेंसेस? अब ओवरहेड्स में एकदम सिंपल ट्रांजैक्शन याद रखना. योर फर्स्ट एंट्री विल ऑलवेज बी फॉर इनकरिंग ओवरहेड्स. सो एनी पर्टिकुलर ओवरहेड्स डेबिट to cost ledger control account, because entry for expenses expense to cash bank. That means entry for overheads incurred will be overheads to cash bank, but we don't have cash bank, so we'll have CLC, cost ledger control account. So overheads will be debited, cost ledger control account will be credited. Very simple. But then this is not financial records. We are not interested in profit only. We are majorly interested in showing how cost flows in the books of accounts. So in costing, we don't pass entry only for incurring the cost. We also pass entry for recovering the cost. We don't pass entry for incurring the cost. We also pass entry for recovering the cost. In that case, absorption is important. अभी ध्यान से सुनना. If you are dealing with production overheads, production overhead should be part of production process, so it is absorbed through WIP. But your selling and admin has got nothing to do with production, so it can't be part of WIP. So it is directly posted to cost of sales account. It is directly posted to cost of sales account. आपको समझ में आ रहा है? You will pass entry for incurring these expenses, production overheads to cash bank, to CLC, selling and distribution overheads to CLC. That's fine. But immediately you will have to absorb this because you have to recover it from the customer. So production overhead being part of production will be posted to WIP. So WIP ledger control account debit to production overheads, and selling and distribution can't be a part of production cost. So I want it to be part of cost of sales directly. It should not be part of production cost. So it will be directly posted to cost of sales. So kindly see those entries. Production overheads, WIP to production overheads, selling and distribution, cost of sales to selling and distribution. Am I right? Now, there is a controversy going on related to admin. पहले क्या होता था, admin was transferred to finished goods. पहले क्या होता था, admin was transferred to finished goods. तो ऐसा admin overheads पहले होता था. Production overhead was absorbed through WIP, part of production. Selling and distribution was absorbed through cost of sales. But then admin was transferred to finished goods. अभी ध्यान से सुनना. Recently, as per Cost Accounting Standard 3, admin overhead is split into two parts. Related to production and general admin. I guess you are understanding this. I guess you recollect this. Admin can be related to production, admin can be general. If it is general, it is recorded after cost of goods sold, and since it is recorded after cost of goods sold, it must be absorbed through cost of sales. According to Cost Accounting Standard 3, anything related to production should go to WIP. It must be charged to the production process. So ideally, this should be absorbed through WIP. But अभी भी कुछ publications इसको finished goods में ही transfer करते, तो there is a controversy going on. Ideally, admin related to production must be forming part of your WIP, because if you want something to be part of production process, it must be added before the process is completed, not after the process is completed. I hope you are understanding this. If you want to be part of September batch, you should join the batch before it is completed. If you want to be part of January batch, you should be part of the batch before it is completed. If you want to be a part of May batch, you must join the batch before it is completed, not after completion. So एकदम simple है. Admin related to production will go to WIP. Admin general will be posted to cost of sale. There is no controversy related to cost of sales. The controversy is related to this. People have not accepted the fact. So there is a confusion. So the solution is past so many attempts के पेपर निकाल के देखना, वो लोग पूछते ही नहीं है admin related to production. They don't ask only, so the confusion won't arise. But ideally, if admin is split into two parts, related to production and related and general admin, then admin related to production must go to WIP and admin general must go to cost of sales. हाँ, admin के बारे में जब तक कुछ नहीं बोला गया था, it was posted to finished goods. That was fine because there was no other option available. But now when you have the option, सोच के देखो ना यार, आपको अगर क्लियरली पता है कि एडमिन का हिस्सा, एक हिस्सा प्रोडक्शन से रिलेटेड है, तो वो तो प्रोडक्शन का पार्ट होना चाहिए ना. अगर एडमिन का एक हिस्सा प्रोडक्शन से रिलेटेड है, तो वो प्रोडक्शन का पार्ट होना चाहिए और किसी का पार्ट होने का जरूरत नहीं है. आई होप यू आर अंडरस्टैंडिंग दिस, राइट. एडमिन का एक हिस्सा अगर प्रोडक्शन का पार्ट है, तो वो प्रोडक्शन का ही पार्ट होगा, तो डायरेक्टली WIP में एब्जॉर्ब कर लो, इट विल बी पार्ट ऑफ प्रोडक्शन कॉस्ट. लेकिन जो जनरल है वो तो वैसे भी प्रोडक्शन का पार्ट नहीं होता. सो ट्रीटमेंट इज जस्ट लाइक योर सेलिंग एंड डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन कॉस्ट, ट्रांसफर इट टू कॉस्ट ऑफ सेल्स. And secondly, when nothing is mentioned about admin overheads, I hope you know that. We discussed that in cost sheet as well. अगर admin के बारे में कुछ नहीं बोला तो admin will be considered to be general admin, और general है तो controversy है ही नहीं. It can be posted to cost of sales. I hope you are understanding this. So you can write here. टेक्स्ट बुक में लिख लो, नहीं तो बाद में यहाँ पे लिख लो. मैंने वो जानबूझ के प्रिंट नहीं किया बिकॉज आई वांटेड टू डिस्कस दिस इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू. एडमिन related to production and general admin overheads. General admin overhead cost of sales account. Related to production, WIP account, some books are transferring it to finished goods also. ICAI has also done that. CMA has also done that. They have not accepted what is happening right now. वो ठीक है, अभी वो उनका lookout है. So that is the reason why they have stopped asking questions on admin overheads related to production. Okay, so ideally admin should go to WIP if it is part of production. If nothing is specified, your given admin overheads will be assumed to be general admin overheads, and if it is general admin overheads, you know what is to be done. If it is your general admin overhead, it will be posted to cost of sales. I hope this is clear. So overheads incur करने का एक ही एंट्री है, respective overhead debit to CLC. But उसके बाद, if you are absorbing production overhead, let it be part of production, WIP debit to production overheads. If you are dealing with admin general or selling and distribution overhead, cost of sales will be debited and these two overheads will be credited. Admin related to production, some people transfer it to finished goods. Ideally, it should be part of WIP. You can refer to cost accounting standard 3. It clearly states that it should be part of production process, and anything that should be part of production process must be absorbed through WIP. You can't be a part of the process after the process is completed. WIP is ongoing production process, so it should be ideally charged to WIP. Clear? Your next transaction is sales. And before that, you have never passed this entry in your entire career of financial records. Finished goods produced. Finished goods produced. Finished goods produced. If you produce finished goods, what will be brought into existence? If you produce finished goods, what will be brought into existence? Finished goods. So finished goods balance will increase. Finished goods balance increases. Finished goods account debit. And it will be no longer called as incomplete production. It will be no longer called as work in progress. So finished goods balance will go up. WIP balance will go down. Finished goods ledger control account debit to WIP ledger control account. Have you understood this? And finally, sales, whether it is cash sales or credit sales, any which way, cash or bank debit, debtors debit, but we don't have cash account, bank account, debtors account. We debit cost ledger control account debit. We debit cost ledger control account and we'll credit sales account. So if you want, you can write that entry number F, sales, cash, credit, cash, credit. What will be the entry? Cost, ledger control account debit to sales. So whether it is cash, whether it is bank, whether it is debtors, we don't have these accounts. So cost ledger control account will be debited, sales will be credited. I hope you are clear with all the entries.